Greetings. My name is Will, and I'm here to explain to you how the Mandela Effect is just an illusion. Your brain and its access to memory is a neurotransmitter flare-up. If there's any gaps in your memory, it replaces it with imagination. You can convince yourself otherwise. You have learned to lie about every aspect in your life. The largest part of your brain is actually the front lobal part of your brain, which is where memories are stored. It's directly connected to the eyes, and you're constantly recording everything that you see, everything that you hear is getting stored. Your brain chooses what to remember and what not to remember. They've had it on investigation shows and everything where they have to cross-examine everybody to get a definite idea of what happened, and everybody will see the same incident, and everybody will just slightly tweak it just a little bit. Now, people will say there's millions and millions of people or thousands of people that saw the same thing. Doesn't make them right. What actually happened. What your brain perceived it to be is something entirely different. I fell into this thing because it was the whole Berenstain, whatever, bear thing. I was in second grade when this shit happened. God damn, that was like 36 years ago. It looks more familiar to me to see Berenstain. So that's what got me to click on the internet and do a little bit of research. That's how I fell into the Mandela Effect. After doing a few, searches, and I was like, what the hell is this shit? The Mandela Effect. All right, well, let's check this out. And then it turns out false memories didn't seem logical at the time. It seemed like more people were in my position, like something happened. So, I was looking up to see if maybe they changed the name during the course of the last 35 years. Didn't happen. People are convinced that it's Berenstain. I, myself, am one of them. And it made me pay attention to more things, and people started posting more stuff about Fruit Loops and Skechers and Ready Whip and all this shit. So it's like I'm processing through data in my memory, which is complete bullshit. You ever seen that show, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? They're not smarter than you. They're just, it's fresh on their mind. They're accessing parts of their memory that are short-term than long-term. Even if you are convinced that you saw something that was recent and it changed, just like the whole Osteen. I posted something on Facebook, and it was kind of, rude, but it was like, it was a misinterpreted quote as a prank saying, hey, Texas, quote, learn to swim, Joel Osteen. And I could have swore there was an apostrophe, and it was Joel apostrophe Steen. And as soon as I went through a couple pages on Facebook about the Mandela Effect, everybody was like, oh my God, it's Osteen. And I even quizzed a couple people at work, like, hey, what's that guy's name that wouldn't open up his church in Houston? And they're like, Osteen, you know what I mean? I think it's just the way the brain interprets it. When you hear something or you glance at something, the brain is trying its best just to take the key factors. It's not trying to engulf itself in every little piece of data. So Joel rhymes with Ol, and it's just easier to say Joel Osteen, not Joel Osteen. And the way you saw it is just the way the brain saw it. Doesn't mean it was actually that way. I freaked the fuck out. I could have swore up and down that I saw a commercial just recently with that guy Andrew Zimmerman. And when I saw, hey, this is how his name's really spelled, and it's like Zern. Okay. So for the last 9 days, I started stressing out and doing all this Mandela Effect research and CERN and all this. You know, CERN is messing with shit they shouldn't really mess with, and the repercussions are unknown. But it's such on a small scale. Even if they are messing with the God particle, it's not going to happen. It'll be the size of a nuclear explosion, if anything. We're not talking about a universe size. We're talking 17-mile size. And they haven't even hit light speed, allegedly. They're 11 kilometers under or some crap per hour or something like that. Which is a fraction. But what am I guaranteed? Whatever information is on the internet that is right anyway. Where do we get our information from? None of us are like, hey, let's go grab a road map real quick. No, we use Google Maps. Everybody grabs their phone like, what's the peak of Mount Everest? 29,000 feet. Sweet, that sounds good. We don't know for a fact anything. And everything's turning digital. So there could be a theory that the digital life, the web, the internet could be an AI in its own. It's starting to grow a conscience from humming all the time. There's so much information inside the world web, the iCloud, that who knows what's going on in there entirely. And I believe that most of us, if it were ever to just go bye-bye, we'd just be wandering fucking zombies. Every break you get, every time you sit on the toilet, you're on your phone. I personally am sick of Facebook. Every 3 people or 3 posts that I see, it's an advertisement. And they even started putting it like on the side while you're scrolling, that you accidentally click their ad. And I started reporting it like, I don't want to see this shit. I really don't want to see this shit. I'm just trying to, stalk my ex-girlfriend or something. That's a joke. I'm just trying to, thumb through stuff and see if anything grabs my ADHD mind for more than 3 seconds. Okay, let's not get off track here. So 8-9 days, whatever, I was into this Mandela Effect. I was trying to convince people. I asked my boss. She's a little bit younger than me. And I knew there wasn't a movie, Shazam, or whatever in my reality. The one with Sinbad. So I started asking probing questions. Like, hey, just out of the blue. I wasn't trying to set her up, but I did. You remember a movie with Sinbad where he played a genie? And her response was like, oh, you mean Shazam? And I was like, it never existed. There was a movie called Kazam with Shaquille O'Neal. And she goes, no, I remember Sinbad. Well, I don't at all. And even Sinbad himself said, no, that didn't happen. Sinbad was really popular at the same time that came out. Shaquille O'Neal was a popular basketball player. But rationalizing, it's like, all right, what's his famous quote from that movie? What exactly did he do? What other supporting actors were in that movie? Him himself said it never existed. Everybody just goes, "Oh, no. I swear it was on Alpha Beta, or you can't find any copies of it because it was such a low budget movie." And then you have the other people that say, "Hey, that Kazam was just a ripoff of Shazam." Whatever, dude. Where is it? Never heard of it. The biggest thing that got me, and I was convinced with this Mandela effect, the biggest thing, I'm like the hugest Legend of Zelda fan. Like, the hugest. If you were to see my house, I am Legend of Zelda everything. I got Legend of Zelda on my wedding ring. We had a Legend of Zelda wedding, my wife and I. My favorite game that I've been playing for 30 years was the original Nintendo game called Zelda 2. And the gold cartridge, and they later came out, like a few years later, in a gray cartridge. But nothing ever changed on it. Even when I got the mini Nintendo, is also on that. And I remember seeing it on the back, like the list of 30 games that were on it. And it was Zelda 2, The Adventures of Link. The Adventures. It's easier to say. It turns out it's The Adventure of Link, which like blew my mind. Like, I just could not believe it. So this entering into another reality, or dumbing down, or whatever you call it, Terminator 2 Judgment Day without an E, all this just stressed me out. And I'm trying to figure out and rationalize in my mind what the hell is going on. I don't trust my brain. My brain knows what it's doing. But the data that it collects, it'll make shortcuts. Memory, we are constantly visualizing everything. We're aware of all of our surroundings. What the brain wants to record is up to him. Or that. It's not up to me. And I've noticed the last few days, I'm like paying attention to everything. I'm on the internet, reading shit, listening to other people's testimonies. I've had it. Yes, South America looks like it's like slanted to, the right, like it's closer to Africa. North Korea, South Korea are up towards Russia when they should be down. Everything just looks different. And I don't believe that it's a dimensional portal that we slipped into. I really don't. So from here on in, I'm going to stop paying attention to shit, and I'm just going to take care of me, and I'm going to take care of my family. Mandela Effect is fucking crap. And if you are consumed with this, and you are convinced of this, so be it. Bible verses, whatever. God will come in the point of most need. And if we ripped a hole in another dimension, I feel bad. Because we got hurricanes everywhere. We got fires everywhere. We got people that hate each other everywhere. Everybody hates. Whatever negative comments that you leave, you're just part of it. I just want the people to be well, man. I don't want to see them suffer. And it seems like all we want to do is create bad shit so we can make it through it. That's not survival anymore. If you want to survive, you're going to. Make the best of it. The Mandela Effect is an illusion inside your memory. Think about it really hard. Have a good night.